So are you ready to learn emGuarde today?
Anh chị sẵn sàng chưa ạ? Okay. Now we will have a special speaker. Anh nói tiếng Anh đi.
We have two special speakers today. The first one, very young man, very
No.
talented.
The lady.
Oh,
first.
the lady first. Let's go to the lady first. She's a doctor, and she published a very interesting book, and it's going to spread out all around the world so that everyone could be aware of voiding all the electromagnetic. And since we have the emGuarde in our hand, this book is going to be very effective to gain our knowledge so that you can feel strongly confident to sell this product to everyone on this earth.
Anh chị hãy cho một tràng pháo tay thật lớn để chào đón bác sĩ Pinky đến from Malaysia.
Dr. Pinky from Malaysia, here you are.
Yeah.
Philippines.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
from Philippines, but she all over. She travel a lot. Yes,
Please
welcome
come
to
on
the
in.
stage.
Here you are. Come to the stage.
Yep. I give you a hand for you. Thank you. Yes, you can start now. Anh chị em một tràng pháo tay thật là lớn.
For the slide. How many of you here are using cell phone, gadgets, laptop every day? Okay. How many of you here have kids and family members in your home are using also gadgets and laptops? Not everyone? Everyone. All right. So, thank you so much. But before anything else, I'd like to thank each one of you from being here. Okay? This actually shows your dedication, right? Can you tap the person beside you and say, you are amazing? All right. Okay. They say you will learn more if you participate. Okay? Is it okay if I ask you guys to participate in the entire talk? Yes? Can I say yes? All right. So, wait. My name, I'm Dr. Pinky De Leon Ental, and I'm into preventive lifestyle and culinary medicine. So as you can see, I'm into prevention. How many of you here knows me already? Have seen my talk, have heard about me? Okay, not everyone. So for those people who doesn't know me yet, can I share my story? Yes? Yes. So as you can see in my slide, I'm into preventive. I'm the founder of preventive medicine in the Philippines. But before that, I'm also like other doctors that you know, those doctors that gives you medicine if you're sick, right? And I'm also the type of doctor who has also chronic disease, like most of the doctors that you know. Is that correct? Yes. But what happened that made me went into prevention, okay? A friend of mine introduced to me the water, but before that, these are my diseases. I have hyperacidity, I have allergic rhinitis, and I also have mouth sores. How many of you has this before too? Okay? And then a friend of mine introduced to me to this healthy water. Do you know what this water is? Yes. Can you shout what's this? Kangen. 1, 2, 3. Kangen. Okay, so most of you knows this, right? And are using it. So for me, as a doctor, I'm very skeptical, right? Most of the doctors that you know are very skeptical about Kangen water, like me. But I'm also a doctor who also wants to know more. So I tried the water at first, and lo and behold, on the first week of trying the water, my husband peed his kidney stones. Yeah, the kidney stones. And as for me, slowly my hyperacidity, my allergic rhinitis, and even my mouth sores are gone. Okay? So from then on, I realized that I'm free. How many of you felt this with Kangen water? Raise your hand. So with this, I realized if this water can do this to my family, what more if I go all in? That's why I specialized, I studied more into prevention, into lifestyle medicine. That's why in the Philippines, I founded my preventive medicine, where I help stop, prevent, and reverse chronic diseases through sustainable solutions and not through medicine. Okay? So after the water, we even change our food, we change our physical activity, our sleep. We have been the healthiest ever. More than 10 years ago. So, but there's this one symptom that my family has been bothering us. So actually my husband is a graphic designer, okay? A graphic designer who works around 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day in the computer. And this one symptom that he has is this: he had headaches, he has eye pain, easy fatigability, and he also has this difficulty in sleeping. So only after using gadgets, laptop for a long time. How many of you also have this with yourself? Okay. So I realized that when the enagic launched emGuarde to the Philippines, I'm one of those who bought emGuardes, one of those first who bought it. On the first night of trying the emGuarde, we really felt a really deep sleep. It's like sleeping like a baby. How many of you has emGuarde and felt that too? Raise your hand. Okay? So I realized there's something here that I need to know. So I studied everything. I started studying, I started reading the journals, the medical journals that was published, and I realized this is the missing piece of our health puzzle. Okay? Remember, we felt already the healthiest we can be. Okay? So that led me to writing this book. Okay? This one. How many of you have this book already? Raise your hand. Congratulations. So this led me to writing this book because I realized the things that I have learned in studying radiation and how it affects our health. It's really important to share. Is that correct? Yes. Is that correct that we need to share? Yes. All right. So with that, I'll be talking about my book and how it could really help us also educate people about the harmful EMF radiation that is invisible. How many of you wants that? Are you ready to learn? Yes. Can you tap the person beside you and say, I am born ready? I am born ready. Oh. Good job. All right, so let's begin. So stop cooking your brains in how to protect yourself and your family from the harmful effects of radiation. Do you know that the Earth, the cosmos, and entire Earth, as we actually have radiation already? Okay, we have a very low radiation, and that's being emitted by Earth itself. But in 2007, there's a study in Europe that the EMF levels have already soared up to 3,000%. Can you say 3,000? 3,000. That's really high. How many of you agree that it's high? Raise your hand. Again, I told you to participate. So, this is 2007. Then after around 7 more years, there's another study from Sweden that the background levels of EMF has already rose or increased by 1 quadrillion times. Can you say 1 quadrillion times? 1 quadrillion times. Is it high? And what year is this? 2014. This is 2014. And what year are we now? 2025. That's how many years? 11 years, right? Okay. So as you can see, if this is 2014, how much more it is today? Are you scared? Yes? All right. I'm also scared because I have kids, right? So where is this coming from? Our population in the entire world today is about 8 billion. And do you know that there are actually 8 billion registered mobile users? Okay? Not only that, we also have 20 billion wireless transmitting device in the entire world. So the ratio is actually 1:3.5. One person is to 3.5 device. And this is actually expected to rise up to 1:8 in 10 years. Do you think it's high enough right now? Do you think this is going away? No, right? So what can we do, right? So as you can see, EMF radiation is not just in our gadgets. Okay, we think if you think it's just in your phone, laptops, and gadgets, it's all over. It's in your microwave. It's in your TV. It's in the computer. It's also in your electric cars. How many of you here owns electric cars? There's a lot, right? Tesla? Oh. We have Tesla, right? So if electric cars, they say it's good for the environment, but as you can see, it's not really good for humans. Okay? So what can we do? But I would like to tell you a little bit basic about radiation. Can I tell you that? Yes. Okay. There are two types of radiation. There is the ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation. Let's go first in the ionizing radiation. Can you say ionizing? All right. Ionizing radiation, it's like your X-ray. How many of you here have gone to an X-ray? Have undergone X-ray? Oh, not many. How many of you again? There's a lot. Most of us, right? And if you go to the X-ray, okay, there's a person there, the rad tech, who's doing that X-ray, right? He or she will position you, and then what will happen? This guy, what will she do if he's going to take your X-ray? She will hide, right? He will hide because they know that ionizing radiation is dangerous. Is that correct? Can you say dangerous? Dangerous. Do you know that all of us knows that ionizing radiation is dangerous? That's why you don't get X-ray every day. Correct? But do you know that in the history, there was a history wherein ionizing radiation was thought to be safe. How many of you knows this person, this girl? This is Marie Curie. Marie Curie is the one who discovered radium isotopes wherein it paved the way to X-ray. And do you know Marie Curie during 1920s, she is just holding radium with her bare hands, putting it in her pockets, and that actually led to the death of Marie Curie in 1934 due to radiation exposure because of aplastic anemia. Okay, so not only her, we have also the radium girls in 1920. These girls actually are just like factory workers who paints the clock, the hands of the clock with radium to make them glow. Okay? And this actually led to their death, to their abnormalities, to cancer. And eventually, it really, there's someone who wrote this book, Fighting for Justice for these radium girls. So that's how they were able to saw that it's dangerous. These girls paid that fact with their lives, right? So, if this is ionizing radiation, if it was originally thought to be safe, and right now it's not safe, we have to, can you say this with me, learn from history. Why? Because the second type of radiation is what we call the non-ionizing radiation. Can you say non-ionizing? This non-ionizing radiation is the one that is being emitted in our everyday phones, in our laptop, in our cell phone, in our microwave, in the TV. This might be harmless, but in the long term, there could be problem. So that's what we're going to talk about. And the reason why this is, the standard that was set is very low. I would like you to meet Mr. Sam. Can you say Mr. Sam? Mr. Sam. Okay. Mr. Sam stands for Standard Anthropomorphic Man. He is actually a model, a mannequin that was made in 1993. And this is the model that they use to check if the non-ionizing radiation is safe. Okay? The problem is with Mr. Sam is he's a very large man. He stands 6 foot 2 inches tall, weighs 100 kilos, and has a head of around 11 pounds. How many of you agree with me that he's a very large man? He's actually twice my weight. I'm just 48 kilos. And he's 100. So if this guy is the one that being used to set the standard, how many of you agree with me that this is not a standard right now for every one of us here? Right? And how about our little kids? Okay? This is the same man, this is still that's one being used as a standard up to now. And even in this video, I'll be showing you a video. This is a video, a voice of Dr. Deborah Davis, the author of Disconnect, the truth about cell phone radiation and what the industry is going to hide this. They actually simulated a 6-minute call and how radiation affects the brain of an adult and a young child in a 6-minute call. Can you play, please?
Goes into creating this, and here is what it looks like after a period of 6 minutes. And that's really not as bad as it might look, because you see the red area only gets partway through the eye of the adult, right? The one that we're really concerned about is this one with the young child. And this is a 3-year-old brain that we modeled. And you see that by the end of that 6-minute call, the peak radiation, yellow and red, is getting all the way into almost both eyes.
Okay, let me ask you again. How many minutes is this call? 6 minutes. Can you say 6 minutes? 6 minutes. My question to you is, how many minutes are our kids spending in our gadgets right now? 6 hours? 6 hours, 10 hours. Is it true, right? Right? So this is a 6-minute call. How much more are kids right now? Okay? And even American Pediatrics have been, Academy of Pediatrics has been calling to increase the standards. Okay? They've been writing to congressman to please set new standards for the phone, because our kids have, again, as you can see, our kids has more fluid in their brain. They're smaller. What else? More liquid. And their brain is really very, very fast, okay, in growing. So imagine if you're driving a car, if you're driving too fast, it's very hard, right? You might get overturned. So imagine the brain of a very young child is growing so fast, and there are EMF radiation all over, right? Can you imagine that? So imagine that to your child. Question is, so how exactly does EMF affect us? Can you say how? Okay. This is Dr. Magda Havas. Maybe some of you have already watched the video. Dr. Magda Havas is one of the doctors who pioneered in studying EMF radiation in our brain. So she actually noted that if you're exposed to EMF, your blood stick together. If your blood stick together, there would be poor circulation in your body, okay? There would be low oxygen transport, okay? And there would be reduced waste removal. So that really is the reason why we have the acute effects, okay? And not only that, EMF has been found in my book. I already researched some of other things that it can do. It can cause DNA damage. Okay? It can cause inflammatory response. It can cause disruption of cellular signaling and oxidative stress. As you can see, these things, although it's medical, it's just saying you that it disrupts your immune system. Okay? And how many of you here are, oxidative stress from our Kangen water, di ba? Right? The free radicals. Okay, if you have too much free radicals, you can oxidation. So EMF can add more free radicals in our body, and it can also decrease melatonin. When I was browsing the internet and looking for supplements for my kids, I actually saw this melatonin for kids. Oh, I realized the kids are not sleeping right now, right? If there's a vitamin for that, our kids' sleep is being disrupted, right? How many of you here, 20 years ago, doesn't have problem with sleeping as a kid? But right now, they're not sleeping. What's happening, right? That's the reason for a lot of acute effects. We have headaches, we have eye pain, we have blurring of vision, okay? We have difficulty sleeping, concentrating, and easy fatigability, okay? So, how many of you here, one way or another, have one of these symptoms? Can you raise your hand, please? Any? I would like you to look into the room, and there's a lot of people raising their hands. And that's true. But maybe some of your clients who you have approached for emGuarde, they would say, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I don't have acute effects. I don't have headaches. I don't have easy fatigability. I can sleep well. Do you have that? Do you have that? There are clients or there are people who would say, I don't have that. Actually, I don't have that too. Okay, again, I don't have problems with that. But there are people who has that, okay? But what I always say, if you don't have acute effects, the problem is there could be long-term effects. Can you say long-term effects? Long-term effects. And this is what we don't want, right? These long-term effects can actually build up and cause bigger problem. How many of you would love to know what are the long-term effects? Can you say I? Oh, very soft. Again, say I. All right. Okay. According to my research, let's look at brain thinking and memory. Okay. According to my research, they have this experiment. This study was made in Turkey, wherein they expose pregnant rats, to radiation from a phone, okay, simulating the phone from radiation. And what they measured is the thinking and memory of the newborn rats, okay, using a maze, okay. So do you know what happened? Can you say what? Okay, what happened was, the result was, the exposed newborns took 3 times as longer to find their way out of the maze and twice as many errors. It means their thinking and memory is affected. Not only that, they open up the brains of these newborn rats, and what they saw is very, very sad. You know what? They look into the brain and they look into the hippocampus area. That's the area of the brain where thinking and memory there is it. And as you can see, there are fewer cells in those areas. Okay, of course, these are rats. My question to you, do you think this can happen to our kids too? Yes? Definitely. Maybe. Yes. But for me, it's definitely yes. So, not only that, we're looking at EMF affecting Alzheimer's, neurologic diseases, and autism. Okay? Let's look into autism more. Do you know that in the year 2000, there's about 1:150, one normal kid to one autistic child into 150 normal kids. Do you know how much is it right now? Yes or no? No. It's actually 1:36. Is it scary? And as you can see, although autism is multifactorial, it is caused by a lot of things, you can see the rise. From year 2000, it's 317%. Can you say 317%? Is it high? Very high. It's really scary, right? And you can actually see that, I know some of you have friends and family who have these challenges, and it's becoming more common, right? Not only that, we have tumors and cancers. Let's look at tumors and cancers. WHO in 2011 actually issued a press release wherein they said that radio frequency electromagnetic field from our wireless phone use can increase the cost or risk of glioma. Okay, but it is group 2B or probably carcinogenic. So what is glioma? It's a malignant type of brain cancer. Okay. If you think this is uncommon, I would like to share you a bit of story. Actually, one of my background is I'm also in the insurance industry for 15 years. And do you know that I have 4 claims? How many claims? 4. When you say claims, it's either death or critical illness. And 2 out of 4 of those claims are due to glioma or malignant tumor. That's 50%. Is it high? It's 50%. I was actually asking myself, wow, it's really common right now. And not only glioma, they also recorded meningioma and acoustic neuroma. So these are type of tumors that in your head or in your brain. Okay, but what they really found out, what's peculiar in these findings, is they usually find the tumor in the side wherein, if you're a right-handed, if you put your phone in your right hand ear, the tumor is here. If you're left-handed, the tumor is in your left. So there's really the relationship between the phone use. And not only that, do you know that brain cancer right now is the #1 cause of cancer in children under 18? And 90% of people doesn't know this. Okay? Are you scared? How many of you are scared right now? Some of you are not. So, the thing about cancer, okay, some of your clients would say, oh, I don't have that. Maybe I don't have that. Do you know that cancer has a long latency period? When you say long latency, if you get diagnosed now, it probably started 10 years ago. Okay? You might not have now, you might not feel anything, but some people are already building that tumor right now. Okay, and in this study, the Interphone study, it's a very large study with 13,000 participants among 13 countries. And what they found out is that those with over 1,640 hours of lifetime use of phone or over 10 years face a double risk of developing glioma. Do you know what I did with this 1,640? I divided it to the number of hours I'm using phone. How many of you here use phone in about 8 hours? Phone, laptop, TV, more than. If you divide 1,640 divide by 8, guys, that's just 200 days. Just 6 to 7 months, you already have double the risk. Okay? And it's not just one study. There's a lot of study that I cannot show you right now, but it's in my book, so don't worry, it's there. So other implications of EMF, I'll be just browsing this through, okay? One is, do you know that children living within 200 meters in high-powered lines have 70% increased risk of having leukemia? Okay? There's another study wherein there are over 35 plus cases of breast cancer, where their only history is they put their phone near their breast. They put it in their bra or their pockets. They already diagnosed more than 35 plus cases having this. And the thing is, they don't have family history of breast cancer. And there's no other risk factor. That the only risk factor that they have, they put their phone near their breast. How many of you do that? All right. So not only that, there are also cases of infertility. According to study, okay, heavy cell phone users already have reduced sperm count. For those people or those males who are putting their phone in their pockets. How many of you males here are putting your phone in your pockets? Okay, there's a lot. I hope you don't have problem with infertility. You can just put it in your bag. But not only the decreased sperm count, there's actually a study that the sperm have more abnormality and decreased motility. It means it's low. That's why it causes infertility. And this is already established. This is already in the medical books. Okay? The question is, some of you may have this question in you. Why are some people affected while others suffer? How many of you have this question? And how many of you do you think you have friends and family who's you're offering emGuarde and they have this question too? Raise your hand. Yeah, they would say that. I'm not affected. Or why is it other people doesn't have that? The reason for that is this. It can vary in susceptibility. How many of you here have seen a chronic or chain smoker who's been smoking 1 to 2 packs a day for 10 years and doesn't have lung cancer? Yes, you know, right? But there are people just smoking 2 to 5 sticks a day, but they have lung cancer. And some doesn't even have. They do smoke. Because, okay, according to Dr. Carpenter, it's not just about exposure, it's about individual sensitivity. Can you say it's not about exposure? It's about our sensitivity. Okay. The question is, the problem here is, do you know if you're sensitive or not? No. There's no way of knowing, am I sensitive? Or do you want to test it yourself? Right? So another question that you might have is, do most anti-radiation devices work? Actually, I researched about this in my book, okay? I also put it there that most of the devices right now lacks in scientific validation and ineffective. You can actually look for this video in YouTube. You can find they tested each of this and they saw there's nothing, lack scientific validation, okay? So what can you do to protect our family? How many of you wants to know this? Yes? Okay. So there are ways how to protect our family. Okay. First one, time. We can actually, knowing everything that you know right now, just knowing that, you can actually decrease the time of your exposure, correct? Especially for our little kids, correct? What else? Distance. You can use a phone, but use it on speakerphone, okay? The problem with this, people will know what you're talking. And then you can use barrier. There are actually things that you can buy with how they have metals in the barrier. The problem with this, you cannot go outside having this in your head, right? What else? Since one of the problem of EMF is it increases the free radicals or oxidative stress, you want as much as possible increase your fruits and vegetables because it's a source of antioxidant. And of course, you drink what? Antioxidant water, right? Yeah. And that's what? That's our kangen, right? That's one of the points you can actually use. But how many of you here agree with me that time, distance, and barrier it's almost impossible? Raise your hand. Because what if you're working in the computer and that's what you do, right? You're working 8 to 10 hours, it's your source, right? How many of you here doesn't want your neighbors to learn what you're talking about to a friend, right? And you cannot just walk around having this barrier. It's almost impossible, correct? So, is there a better way? Can you ask me, is there a better way? Okay, the better way is actually our emGuarde. Yes? Okay, can you give emGuarde a round of applause? Okay, because emGuarde can let you work, it can let you speak, and can let you go around using everything that you use just by having a protection, okay? And it doesn't actually stop you from using that, okay? If you ask me, some of your friends or clients would ask, oh, there's I Google it and some scientists say it's okay, EMF is okay. But what I can tell you is the science and experts are also in chaos. They don't know what to say to you. Some agree, some doesn't agree. But how many of you agree with me that you don't wait for these things to happen? Cancer, leukemia, okay? You don't wait for this to happen to do something, right? How many agree with me? Yes. We start protecting our family right now, correct? We start protecting our family. And how many of you, I just want to ask, how many of you here have already, how many of you has emGuarde? Oh, a lot, but around 50%? Okay. Okay. So, right now, for those of people who doesn't have emGuarde for right now, you have two choices. One, knowing everything that you know right now, go back to your family and continue using your phone, gadgets, exposing everyone. Or you also have another choice, while start protecting your family with emGuarde. Okay, how many of you will do that? Yes? Yes, you start doing that, okay? And I know a lot of you here wants to know more about emGuarde, right? And how it can also, you can use it to increase your sales in Enagic, right? Yes. How can you do that? Okay, so I know there's a lot of value for every one of you are here, right? You want to know more. How many of you want to know more? Okay, but yeah, unfortunately, my time is very limited. But the good news is, can you say, what's the good news? What's the good news? Everything is in my book. So, everything is in my book. You can actually read everything there. Okay, it's very easy read. It's just 10 chapters. But this is what you need to be able to know everything and to be able to also share. Okay? And this is a great marketing tool for everyone. It is full of scientific evidence. It can raise and help you educate people, okay? It can help you build your trust and credibility. And it can differentiate you in the crowded market, right? You're not just a salesman. You're an educator. Can you say, I'm an educator? You educate people, right? You share. And that would also open up a lot of sales for you. Now your Enagic business, it opened doors. Okay? You can use this as a gift. You can use it to activate a lot of sales or sleeping downlines. Okay? Can open doors to doctors and also activate your team. Okay? So this is one of my person that I gave the book. And he said, after I got my own emGuarde device as soon as I finished reading this book. And it's not even my client. I discovered that this is a sleeping downline of somebody else. But that's okay. That's what we do. We educate, right? And for some of you would ask me, oh, some people don't want to read it. Don't want to read. Is that right? There are people who doesn't want to read. Is it right? Yes. But I have this grandma who got the emGuarde just by reading the title of the book. You want that? You want that for yourself? So, my book this is the regular price of the book. But because I love you guys, how many of you would love to have a special deal? Okay, only for today, it's available at 50% off. Do you want this? Yes. Problem is, I got only a limited supply. Okay, limited copies only, so don't hoard. Maximum of just 5 books per person. And later, but just later, not now, okay? All right? You listen first. And for those of you who want it to be translated to a different language, and you can buy a bulk discount. You can use it for your team to activate your sleeping giants in your team. Okay, you can buy in bulk, and you can also have it translated. And this is the QR code. You can scan it. Okay, so with that, thank you everyone. I hope I was able to help you. How many of you gained a lot of value today? Yes, thank you so much.
The doctor.
Yeah, thank you.